And welcome in everybody. As we get started on this new trading week, which is starting out in a very interesting way because we gapped up here. And last night we came down to about 107,000, 107,000 and some change, but we didn't come all the way down to that 106,800 area, which I would have liked to have seen, so we didn't leave a gap this morning, but we did, and that's okay. We can even rally out of here without touching that gap, in the short term. But at some point we'll revisit it. Now maybe that'll be after the market rallies, right? Maybe that'll be after this. But anyhow, 106,800 is that area of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange where it closed on Friday. It opened up above. We dropped down to about 107,400-ish, 500-ish last night. And now, as we can see, we're up to 110,772. There's been a lot of things that have happened as far as there was a long opened on Ethereum and Bitcoin. And this person, by either insider information, whether they're part of, some people think it's part of the Trump syndicate, but they're 100% on these long and short so far here. And they had an initial long open. I don't know the update of that position as of right now. We also know that there was a supposed $3 million XRP hack, which the more I dig into, the more I grow even more suspicious of this claim. I don't necessarily find the credibility all that impressive. I went back in history of this person and seen some other things that raise alarms. And the people that are all of a sudden backing and him giving things, it seems something's weird's going on here. So I'm not sure if I necessarily believe that hack the more and more I dig into it. There was a claim by this person, and I mean, who knows if this was true or not, that his wife was stuck in Honduras and he was asking for help and yada, yada, yada. And then his wife was shown in another video behind like what looked like a glass window where she was just able to, I don't know. And then in the next video, you can see them sitting in front of a lakefront and talking how she's safe and all. But it just, the transgression of those videos was very weird. There's also stuff when you look back in his history where every time there seems to be some kind of scam out there, like the Wells Fargo thing he talked about, he said, oh, this happened to me. So when you go and look back, it's like, so all these scams, I don't know. It just, every time there was a problem, like, remember back in Trump's first term when American citizens were getting stuck overseas in these weird places, Honduras was one of them. His wife just happens to go there and look for real estate. The Wells Fargo stuff happened back a few years ago where they were locking accounts and things like this. All of a sudden, he had a small amount of money that got locked up in there. So, I don't know. There's just something weird going on there. And all the people that he's working with, it seems weird. And now these newest videos seem like he's starting to be trying to become like an influencer or something. Like, if that's me, I'm not doing these kind of videos. It's just, I'm sorry. If I'm losing $3 million, I'm not. It's almost like they're back. And then he started talking about in one of the recent videos, everybody's telling me to do a GoFundMe, but that's not what I'm going to do. That's exactly what you would say when you're about to do it in like 2 videos from now. Say, oh, after a much considerate. So we'll just see how this goes. I'm not convinced. I mean, I have the video. I don't know if I'm going to show it, but I have the video of when he talked about the Honduras stuff, and you could come to your own conclusion. I don't know if I want to show it or not, but I do have it. But yeah, it's just it's a weird situation. Like, there's something weird going on there. It's just a weird situation. Like, it's weird because it doesn't make any friggin' sense after the more you look at it. And I shared non-biased information. Like, I didn't say yes or no. I just shared on my Facebook page what was there. Shared it in my Telegram what was there. But that's just I don't know, something weird's going on. So Jesse, welcome in along with Dan Marginal and Mrs. Stott. Thank you so much for being in Tom's Arm for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. And not just that, when you go through his posts, never one time in his history does he ever mention XRP going back to 2017. Like, so you want me to believe that you never talked about it one time on your not one time. You didn't say, oh, everybody look at this great, like, come on. You didn't talk, I just don't believe it. everybody gloats. There's no way you would buy it in 2017 and when it had that massive rally after, you wouldn't say, "Oh my God, everybody, look at I'm the biggest genius in the room." So something, I don't know, something don't add up there to me. But hey, call me conspirator because I could be completely wrong. Nick Morales, welcome in along with Brian Murphy. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. Nick, thanks for being a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. And Brian Murphy, I really appreciate you joining Tom's Army during this live. I can't remember the last time somebody joined Tom's Army and wasn't gifted during the live, so I really, really appreciate that greatly. It's a great pay it forward moment. Like, that's why I do what I do as well. I do the pay it forward mentality. I don't charge for any of the content, no paid sponsorships, so you don't have to sit through any bullshit. There's no advertising during the lives. That is turned on for YouTube until the live ends, so when it gets replayed. And it's the pay it forward mentality. I've been doing this since March 24th of 2021, and I believe that's the only way. Aurelie, welcome in along with Anna. Thank you both so much for being in here this morning. Anna says, hello, Army. Good evening from Australia. I'm blessed to be in this community with you all. Oh, thank you so much for that, Anna. We're truly blessed to have you in here as well. Really, really are. Mrs. Stott says, good morning, everybody. Mr. Stott is in a meeting this morning, so hopefully he'll be able to tune in at some point. Well, Mr. Stott, we appreciate you being part of this Army for over 3 months as well, and we hope the meeting goes well. And thank you, Mrs. Stott, for being here nonetheless. And also letting us know that Mr. Stott was busy in a meeting. Good to see he's taking care of business this morning, as are you. Frankie Fresh and Crypto Cooter, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Run for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. Crypto Cooter, thanks for being a very trusted mod and hearing in the Telegram. And Frankie Fresh, I hope your hand's doing just the slightest bit better and you're gaining even more movement. And Janine, if you're watching, thank you so much for being a part of this community as well. That's Frankie Fresh's significant other. Very, very important part of us, this community. George, good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. Jay, Sola Jeffy, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty Dotto's Crypto News. Mike B, thank you for being in Tom's Army for your 3rd month plus with the XRP Meteor. Aurelie says he had a great birthday, Miss Stott. He's going to Seahawks versus Texans today. Ooh, I know it was your son's birthday, and I'm so glad that went very well. And now going to the Seahawks versus Texans game today. That's the 10 o'clock kickoff tonight, I believe, on the East Coast, or on the Eastern Standard Time Zone, where I live. So awesome. The Lions play tonight, too, so it's going to be interesting. Papa Wheelie and Mosey here. Welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Anthony Venegas, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your 1st month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Ben Graham, good morning. 1970 legend, welcome in, our fellow Buckeye. Again, the defending national champion in the house, #1 in the country. The only thing that seems to never change in college football is Ohio State's at the top. Even if they're not winning the title every year, they're always, no matter what decade, no matter what era, BCS, before the BCS, during the 14 playoff, during the 12-team playoff. It's the only team that's consistently at that #1 spot, no matter what era it is. So you got to give credit where credit is due. At least Michigan went out and whooped ass this week and beat Washington, but I'm still, call me not impressed, though, after that ass whooping to USC last week. Or 2 weeks ago now. Lori Watson, good evening. Miss Dot says he said it was his first video, haha, and to subscribe to his channel. Well, it appears that he was on different platforms. Let's see. Shane, good morning, along with Mike B. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. 1970 legend, also in Tom's Army for over 1 year, and a very trusted mod in here says, I think he's full of shit. Florida attorney just chilling. CJ2 Pilot, good morning as well. Got the notification. Excellent. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Omar in Tom's Army for 2+ months with the XP Meteor. Thanks so much. Let's see. Did I say hi to Mike B? Mike B, good morning. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XP Meteor. Calvin Wilson, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Morning, Tom. I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Oh, touche, my friend. Too fucking shay. 1970 legend. Are you serious? And they said Buckeye and Wolverines can't be friends. We can when as long as we keep winning titles and we can make the SEC look even weaker because now everybody pays players and they can't win. I'm all for it. But thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. That is truly unbelievable. And the 10 people that got gifted the subs, let's see. Arelli still did not get those gifted subs. That's hashtag gift a sub for Arelli. We haven't forgot. Out of War. FC Dan, Nickel Trickin. Ooh, that's a good one to have it. Yaz, Christian Holyfield, or Hollyfield. Sim Racer, Frosted, Farmgale, and Nick Shopper Claus, along with Cash Go Tit and William McCormick. All got gifted 1 month subs at Tom's Army. Your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And that is my face super imposed on that emoji badge. It is circa 2019, I believe it was, or something like that. So that's pretty awesome there. Thank you so much for that. 1970 legend. Wow, there's a lot of comments this morning. Haven't even got into the real content yet. Kirsten DeCook, welcome in, or DeClerk, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year at the I Told You So badge. Good morning to you. Devin, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, and over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. My mistake. And also a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. Good morning to you, indeed. Jacoby and Cat D, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Lots of rumors of sell-off today. Your thoughts? Last flush out. I mean, I don't think it's a rumor of a drop today. I just think we have a gap filled, but we also have a lot of liquidity. We could have a short squeeze up first because there's no pressure to the downside. Unless we break 98K and head towards 92, I mean, this range doesn't offer a lot of liquidity. But my thoughts on the drop would be exactly how they are. You know, I've been talking about the same stuff for a long time, but I don't know how far it goes. I don't know if we break the structure. I do know we've left the gap. So 106,800 is not even debatable. I know it's up $5,000 or $4,700, it's 4,600, whatever. There's a gap left there, so if it continues to go up, it's gonna at some point come back down. It's kind of like when we had the 110,000 gap for the CME. We went up to 126, but then we had to come back down. We didn't hold it, and it ended up dropping to about 101 on that big flush, on that $20,000 candle down. So it's tough. I hate saying one last flush, but we're not in November. So anything before November, I see a lot of up and down, left and right. We haven't got the rate cut yet. We haven't flipped from quantitative easing or tightening completely to easing, even though they're siphoning off the last $400+ billion that they do monthly in tightening. So they're definitely going in the right direction. The Dow this morning's up over 320 points. S&P's up 60. Nasdaq's up over 1.25, up 290. Gold's picked back up a little bit this morning, up $76 an ounce. Silver's up 0.75%, up to 52.23. Some of the miners have bounced back. Dolly Vard, I'm not surprised it's the biggest bounce back, up 6.7%. Honestly, I'm not surprised by that with everything that they're offering with blah, blah, blah. I won't get into it yet because we got a lot to talk about elsewhere. But there's definitely a lot of market movement going on today. Government continues to be shut down. The bonds are dropping. I think what was it? The 10 years down almost 0.5%, down 2 basis points, and it's down under 4%. So now in the 10-year government bond, it doesn't even draw 4%. It's pathetic. That 10 years should be drawing more than 10% if it was actually 20% if we're in a realistic environment. Who's going to take a 10-year with an annual yield of 3.99? That's embarrassing. But while other countries continue to evolve in their gold and silver, mostly gold holdings, I think retail in the USA continues to get it wrong. We keep thinking, what's the point of holding gold and silver? We got crypto. Crypto, yes, for extraordinary gains if you time it right. But if you want to store value, crypto's not a store of value. Even if you think it is, look at all the risk involved just holding it. Look at all the problems we have right now. And I know a lot of you haven't experienced this because you haven't tried to withdraw all this money out of crypto. But wait till you're on an exchange that you've never had a problem with, a tier 1 exchange. And when you start withdrawing money, the first time you try to withdraw a large sum of money, it might be okay. The second time, it might be okay. By that third time, they're all of a sudden going to start flagging you for big sums of money. And I'm not talking about you deposit $100,000 and withdraw $75,000. I'm talking about you deposit 10 and you withdraw 70. Or, you're withdrawing in excess at least 2 or 3 times what you put in. And then do that consistently. And then you stop depositing because now you're making money, so you don't have to deposit. That's where they're getting really restrictive in the USA. It's becoming a little bit of a problem here for some of us traders. Ones that deal with a lot more than most. So it's becoming an issue. I don't have enough money to buy my crypto. Maybe I should start a GoFundMe. I mean, I know. There's some stuff that just doesn't seem right. LSU took another bitter loss. Just a bitter loss. Well, Poppy Lou, I that was an epic collapse, but unfortunately for you, it was fortunate. Remember, somebody has to lose for somebody to win. Well, because of that collapse, I hit. Well, I like to do with sports. I only like to do it on football and on NBA playoffs, the analytic approach. And with the NFL yesterday, I had 4 different parlays, and one of them just happened to be that capped off my 4-team parlay. But I hit a series of them. I hit a 4-team parlay in the afternoon slot and the 1 o'clock slot. Hit a 4-team parlay in the 4 o'clock slot. Hit the 2 touchdowns I bet on Christian McCaffrey and Bijan Robinson to both have touchdowns yesterday, and they did. So that paid off pretty decent. Well, not crazy, but it was good. And then, what else did I have? I had something else. I don't remember what it was. There was a 4th thing I had. I don't remember what it was. So it was a good day yesterday. It's a good day. But I don't know, just as much as I've been on that side of it, I was also a part of an NBA playoff game when I had to, and I stopped doing the over-under because of this exact event. But it needed to go over, let's just say it needed 25 points in the last, 45 seconds. So I'm sitting there going, there's no way. But every second that somebody had the ball, there was a foul. So there was 27 free throws and it was such a ridiculous, or 18 points or something in 25 seconds. It was the most ridiculous thing. And I was like, oh, I'm screwed. And then they were down by 11, and the guy grabs the ball with 2 seconds left. Nobody guards him. They let the ball roll up the court to half court. He picks it up and fires a 3 to hit the over. It was so freaking. So the analytics are fun. Until they're not. Anyhow, Mr. Scott said, good morning, done with my stupid. Well, I'm glad your meeting's over. Hopefully it went well, and thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Media. Great, great, great show of support. Mr. Carlson, welcome in, Craig, along with the Cannabis Podcast and Swirl View. Thanks all for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Swirl View's in Canada, in Ontario, not too far from me. True, good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army 2nd month with the Dallas Crypto News. I think we need to get on with our business. Mark Casson, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Jesse, also in Tom's Army 3+ months with the XP Media. And Red Dragon, good morning, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for your 2nd month with the Dallas Crypto News. Let's see. And Mike B, thanks for being in Tom's Army 3+ months with the XP Media, and also that $9.99 donation. And I like the emote. The laugh out loud emote. IQ, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year at the I Told You So badge. And thank you for being such an important person in here, William. Says, morning, brother. What's your thoughts on physical gold and silver bubble? Time to sell. No. I don't sell gold and silver, so my gold and silver is not being sold. It doesn't matter what it does here. It's undervalued. Even if it were to go down 50%, I'm not selling it. Because the way that I measure gold and silver is the U.S. inflation getting better, getting worse? Because I can only base it on my own currency. It's getting worse. Are they going to do quantitative tightening to an extreme level like they need to? No. In fact, they're going to quantitative easing, bullish for gold and silver. Are they going to raise rates 20% like they should, or even 10 basis points? No, actually, they're going to lower rates. So this is all bullish for gold and silver because we're deteriorating the dollar, and gold and silver's never gained a dollar in value in its life. It's never changed the way it's been mined. It's never changed the way it's looked. It's never changed the way that it can be melted down. It's never been changed the way it can be a conductor, yada, 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 so on and so forth. The only thing that's changed is the U.S. dollar is devalued, or your native currencies has devalued so much that the price of gold appears to be going up. Just like I argue, has the stock market gone up, or has the dollar deteriorated so much it looks like the stock market is up? It's just our prices are lower. Our dollar isn't worth as much, which by virtue would make the pricing higher. Look at Venezuela. Some people made millions of percent on their stocks. The problem is they got to bring around a wheelbarrow full of cash just to buy a freaking loaf of bread. But if that same person, instead of putting it in the stock market, had it in gold and silver bars, oh, he's living the good life over there. See, for 99 out of 100 people, they're living the bad life over there. But there's still that one guy, that one leader, that one lady, that one individual entity that had it in metals, and they're living good. Great. So I just don't sell it. Now, the different question would be, are you selling your mining stocks? And no, I'm not at that point yet. Because I know it's going to have to come back up and hit these resistance levels and yada, 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 so on and so forth. Plus, silver's so undervalued at 82.79 to 1. It's going to go down to that 20 to 1 level at some point. And even if you buy it at 40 to 1, you can literally take right now and buy 83 ounces of silver. And then when it goes to 40 ounces, give them that 83 or 43. How about this? Let's just be safe. Give them 46 ounces because these scumbags are overcharging for spot, or overcharging the fees above spot, right? Which every bullion dealer, pawn shop, that's how they make their money. They got to give you the right price for the spot price, unless you're an idiot and you don't know the spot price, then they might take advantage of you. But I suggest don't be an idiot if you're dealing with bullion. But then you give them, let's just say you have to give them 47 ounces when it's a 40 to 1. Well, now they're going to hand you a beautiful, pristine, all-inspiring 1 ounce bar of gold, and at home you've still got 36 ounces of silver. So that's the game. So if you're looking to buy gold, now's not the time to buy gold. You buy the silver when the ratio's up at these elevated levels, and then you just bring some gold or bring some silver and exchange it. You can do it on JM Bullion if you want to send it in. I don't know if I want to do that because then I got to send it in. It's all up to their bullshit. I'd rather just go into a pawn shop knowing that they have gold and be like, hey, I got X amount. I would like to trade this silver for gold. So, but then again, I wouldn't sell shit. I'm not selling nothing. It would have to be reputable where I'm going. I'd probably just go to a reputable dealer in my area. I'd bring my testing stuff just so I know if it's real or not. I'd make them test it as well in front of me because you can't trust anybody. But anyhow, yeah, I'm not going nowhere. My metals are going to be with me until I die. So the metals, no matter where I decide to hold them, store them, they're going to be passed down. So my son's special needs, so that's going to end up one day. Between everything I do, I already know the gold and silver at least. When it appreciates over the next 30, 40 years, it's going to pay for all of this care no matter what happens to us. Or even if I don't do a good job, which I know we will. So, but I don't think we're nowhere near where we need to go there. In my opinion. Kat says silver is king, especially in Canada, where the U.S. Canadian exchange is over 40%. Oh my God, I know a few people in Canada that I talk to pretty religiously. that I've met through this community, and every so often we message back and forth. It's not like an everyday thing, but I've gotten to know some people, and I've heard this over and over and over about the exchange rate. It's insane. We should be fortunate. I wouldn't hold my breath on a 40-to-1 gold silver ratio anytime soon. I didn't say it was going to happen tomorrow. I said historically, and go ahead, continue to hold your breath. The same people told me not to hold my breath that XRP would get 10x from where we bought it. Those people's bubble burst. It's going to go back to it. That's just how it works. What goes up must come down. When you have a ratio that's out of whack, it comes back together. Don't hold your breath. What do you mean? Keep holding your breath, sir. Keep holding your breath, Winford, because guess what? We were holding our breath when it was at 110-to-1 and we were buying it, silver. Now all of a sudden you could take and give them, here's the deal. But the ones you bought at 110-to-1, you can take them now at 80, what is it right now? 82 points, so 83-to-1. You could take, let's just say, you take 87 bars. You still have 23 ounces of silver, and you've already got an ounce to go. That's the point. Yeah, but if you've been in it for a long time, why are you shaming what I said? Or why are you being not, why are you putting that negative spin on it? You should already know there's a positive spin. Just because you've been in it for a long time doesn't mean you know what you're doing. Have you ever moved any of it when the ratios were out of whack? Probably not, with the way you commented, but I admire the fact you've been in it for a long time, but I'm trying to give a little bit of helpful tip. I'm not, I would be, hey, that it is what it is. You're entitled to your opinion. Just comes off kind of like, oh, what's the point of even doing it with the way you said you wouldn't hold your breath? Like, that just seems, I don't know, it seems like the opposite of trying to show somebody a foresight to have for the future. How long have you been in it, Winford? What's a long time? Because if you've been in it for a long time, I can use you as a case study, as a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Of what has happened over the course of your holdings, and how many times you've had this exact play in front of you. So, I would most definitely. Most dealers are not even buying silver now. Wholesalers have stopped taking scrap metal. What? Where do you live, Winford? Bro, I don't know. Honestly, Winford, you are so completely wrong. It's mind-boggling. It's actually the opposite. The dealers are trying to get their hands on physical silver. I don't understand. Where do you live? Are you in the USA? Winford Humper Plum? I'm just curious. Like, hey, I don't know. I can't speak on your experience, but I can only speak on mine. You're in the USA. Seems a little weird to me. I can literally go right now on JM Bullion, and if I want to, I could just send them my silver. It's an option right on the site. To this day. They'll even send you the bags. I would recommend taking a video if you do it, but it's actually, yeah, it's not my place. This isn't my place. This is just taking away from what I need to do today. Nonetheless, the message is the same. The message is the same. Let's see. So XRP, if this flag plays out, I fully expect this, because we're holding the hourly right now. As long as we hold this hourly in the 200, we should be coming up to that 200-day resistance in the 2 hourly. And this next progression should be up, because we need to come back up and retest this area very firmly. We came up close, but we need a real hard test here to see if this is actually going to break down. Now, it could hit the 200 and fizzle out again, but I would like to see a push up near 264, 266 area, just to see. And now we've created almost like a bottom here. First tap, second tap. I know on the other chart we've got it out like this. Let's see. Yeah, see, so I mean, it's breaking out decently out of this short-term consolidation. Now, it's a matter of if we can continue, which would be nice. The continuation would get us back up over the top, but we do need to break past this 2-hour resistance that we're going to come up to in that 200-day. We put ourselves in a little overbought here in the short term, but in the daily, we positioned ourselves breaking up again in the stochastic RSI. The RSI is breaking up as well through the resistance. In the weekly time frame, stochastic is oversold. The RSI is actually just past the neutral area, so that's playing in our favor as far as stochastic is concerned. But we're making up for losses right now in the event. Let's see. Good morning. 10:49 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, October 20th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Cheyenne. See, Winford, the only problem with this continuing to speculate over stuff like this when you're not on the in, and you're just a prospector as I am, is now you're gonna give somebody the illusion of something they can't do, and now they're gonna stay out of it. When it's actually a very insightful thing to actually pay attention to. And the most powerful and the biggest holders have been doing this for decades and centuries. And you're like, it puts a negative connotation on something that doesn't need to be. That would be like me coming on here every single day and saying, don't hold your breath trying to sell XRP. And even if you do, your bank's not going to take it. And even if you can even get to that step of having it liquid, someone's going to hack you out of it. Like, what, is somebody not supposed to trade crypto now because of all that? I mean, like, sure. But, like, I mean, we can only harp on it so much. Like, I mean, if you want to show me some evidence it's happening to you, that'd be great. But other than that, like, you can express your opinion, but then, like, we're still trying to give the proper information to people. So what are you saying? It's not worth buying silver when it's out of whack right now because the ratio is going berserk? I didn't say, did I just say you're being negative? I said it gives a negative connotation. Stop putting yourself as the negative fucker. Like, stop being the victim. I'm not saying you a negative connotation on what we're talking about. I didn't say, Winford, you're being a negative prick. I said you're putting a negative connotation on what we're talking about. Stop playing the victim in this conversation. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. It's just one of those things. You're trying to enlighten people on the value of buying something when the ratio is out of whack. Hey, don't hold the U.S. dollar. Don't go to work because they're giving you a unit of debt. I suggest you don't go try to make a living because, you know, what's in your hand isn't even real. I mean, we could do it. We could do it. It's so interesting. Let's see, Bitcoin right now is up 2.37% at 111,245. Oversold in the weekly, but just pushing into the oversold range. We held that uptrending support area. We obviously could come down to that 92.4. That's a big gap area. There's a lot of liquidity down near 93,000 as well. We're trying to retake the 20-day here, which is right around 111,300-ish. The daily time frame is starting to break up a little bit. We still have this bearish cross in the daily, which right now it's just coming up for a proper retest of a bearish pull down as of right now. But we have room to the top. We have room to the top. Like, if we don't come back down and just gap, if we don't gap today and we wait to do it later, where's this at from yesterday? I mean, I shared a lot of this on here yesterday, but this is something I thought was substantial yesterday. I don't want to share the actual video. Look how it froze. Facebook is such a pile of shit. It literally freezes every 4 freaking seconds when you're trying to show something to somebody else. Block. I don't care about your gambling nonsense, trying to get people to lose all their money. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of liquidity that was there, and I would like to show the same one that. Oh, you know what? Oh, here it is. From CoinGlass. I'm just gonna go to my Telegram because obviously Facebook can't handle it. But I put a lot of information there nonetheless, so I would encourage you to pay attention to that channel. Let's see. I swear I put that on here. I guess not. I thought I shared that. I guess not. Oh, I love it. Because I'm just going to go to CoinGlass anyhow, but I wanted to share what I was showing yesterday. But that was just the substantial for a short squeeze. CoinGlass data reveals a considerable concentration of liquidity on the upper side of the order book. Market dynamics suggest price movements are often driven by liquidity, blah, 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 blah. The anticipated trajectory is upward. And even if it has to come back and fill that gap, which we talk about later as well, it's just, that's where that liquidity zone ended up being. It's higher up. It's still there. Like, we can go into the updated. We've got not a lot going to the bottom here. And we'll start with Bitcoin. We just don't have a lot below us. We have so much above us that it makes more sense to come up to these upper boundaries. Like, if you look below us, you're not seeing anything. There's not much. But if you come into these upper boundaries, you can see big areas of highly concentrated liquidity. 492 million just at 116,150. That's a lot of concentrated liquidity in there. A lot. 116,100, 116,000. Like, look at 700 million. Right at, what is that? 795 million at 116,000. So there's a lot of liquidity there. Then you go up even higher. You got a lot of liquidity up here. You come down here. There's some being created with this movement up. But as we said when it came down even lower, there's nothing down there. You got to come all the way down here. I mean, even if you come way down at 50,000, if you come all the way to 98. So we're building liquidity for that further push if we're going to do it. You booted me off Rector's channel because I responded to someone that had a comment about XCL. Interesting. So, I remember. Sean Crothers, welcome in, my main man from Maine, and thanks for being a very trusted mod in here. I really, really appreciate it. Says, Tom, tell him about us paying off our mortgages. Laugh out loud. It says, real as a gift you just got to sell. It's true. The greatest gift is not to have a mortgage. That is very true. Barry Yoga, welcome in, and thanks for being in town. 6+ months with the XP Predictor. When you don't have debt, you react differently. You can invest differently.